Guys, so I decided to do a video on how to buy a snake at a reptile show, since the how to buy a leopard gecko video seemed to go over so well and you guys enjoyed it. So when you do go to a snake show, hopefully this one will cooperate with me. So this is a nice yellow belly here. What you want to look for in the animal is, number one, on the outside, that there's no mites. It is okay if you take a damp paper towel with water and just gently wipe it over the snake and look at that paper towel. If you see little black specks all over it, probably a good idea. You're going to want to avoid that particular animal or that particular breeder. Now, mites aren't the end of the world, and it is easy to get rid of. But if they're not being honest with you that they do have an issue with mites, what else could they be hiding from you? Another thing you want to watch for is you want to inspect the snake's skin. Make sure there's no shedding issues, no big clumps of skin or shed to it. You're going to want to look at the snake and basically all over. Just make sure she's got nice bright colors. You're going to make sure her eyes are, I don't know how much of a shot she's going to give you there. Hopefully that's a good one. But you're basically looking for a nice clear-eyed animal. No infections around those eyes. You know, she's not blowing bubbles. You can see her tongue's coming out. She's nice and bright and alert. That's another thing, bright and alert. So these animals, you know, you don't want to have a lethargic ball python. You know, they should be like this, a little bit curious, or they might ball up, but eventually they get curious and start wandering around. So you want to inspect the skin for mites. You're going to look for shedding issues. You're going to check the head area for any kind of cloudiness in the eyes that's not associated with shedding. Now, they could have infections that are not associated with shedding. You're also going to look for any eye caps that might be retained. Again, eye caps aren't the end of the world. It does happen. It's an easy fix. What would be a big problem is if you're going to buy a snake and she's blowing bubbles all over the place. That's a huge red flag for, I have a respiratory infection and I'm not cared for very well, or at the very least I need to go see a vet. Another thing the breeder should be able to do is tell you what that animal is eating, frozen, thawed, or live. It's preference to whomever. We happen to feed frozen, thawed to 90% of our collection. We do have a couple eaters that are sticklers and we have to give live, but we do try to wean them off. And just overall, you want to, feel the snake. You don't want a snake that's just kind of drooping there. A nice looking snake. Be smart when you're out there buying. Ask questions to the breeder or whomever's selling them, and don't be afraid to push for the answers if they don't have them. Maybe they have paperwork if it's a het, or if it carries some kind of recessive genes, or it has it's a high dollar animal that you want papers with. Whether it's visual or not, it's okay to ask for papers. We do papers on all our animals. We don't have them right with us, but we can certainly provide them if you do need them. So basically, again, you're looking for a nice bright animal, no mites. You want a nice clear face, an animal that is very curious. You want an animal that is eating fairly well, and you'll be able to tell if the animal's eating fairly well. You can see the body condition of this snake. She's not missing a meal. She's not thin or emaciated. And the nice thing is, if you're also, kind of on the edge on, does this snake have an upper respiratory or not, if you're quiet and you listen, you'll hear wheezes. And you don't hear anything here. This snake is perfect health, but again, these are common problems that can be overlooked and can cause you a gigantic headache when you get home. So check the genetics, check the care, ask a lot of questions of the breeder. They should be able to answer them. And once again, a lot of the stuff I talked about today, they're not deal breakers. If the snake went through a bad shed and has some shedding issues, you can simply soak them. If the snake has mites, there's different ways which you can get rid of those mites, whether through topicals or soakings. There's all different kinds of ways. The upper respiratory, for me, that's a deal breaker. If I suspect the snake's got upper respiratory infection, I don't know what else is hiding. There's no way in heck I'm going to bring that snake home and put it in my collection. And above all, when you're getting these animals, quarantining them. We have a whole other rack, which the animals which we purchase, when we do purchase them, goes in that rack in a minimum 30 days. We're monitoring for those animals to eat well, not show any signs of illness, and you know, we check fecals on the stuff, make sure we're not running into any parasites. So there's your quick little what to look for when purchasing ball pythons. A lot of that information will go across the board to other snakes. So I hope you enjoyed this little video, guys, about what to look for at reptile shows and buying snakes. If you have any other questions, please feel free to comment or PM or email me, and we'll be happy to answer for you. Take care, guys. Goodbye.